Hi, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Guyce, and this is Eve Online. Let's see, I'm streaming today, uh, doing a little bit different setups than what I was doing, and finally kind of getting all the skills set up that I have been working on. And now, basically, looking at being able to have a little versatility in my PvP. So, basically, what I got today is 5 kestrels. I still have some other ships left over, a couple of incursus left over. Let's talk about, I'm about 20 days into training right now, and this character, I'm going to stop right around 1,000,000 SP. I'm going to get some a few more skills picked up that I want to talk about later on, but I do have thermodynamics as of last week. I was able to stream a little bit on that, my last 3 streams. So yeah, this is super exciting right now. We got Kestrel, we got Amar frigates, Caldari frigates, Galente frigates, and Minmatar frigates all set up, all trained up to 3. So 21 days in training. I am going to go ahead and let my training queue go to get drones 5 and my fitting skills to 5, which adds the about 15 days onto your training queue. So I'm looking at roughly 45 days of training altogether. But as we see, and I'm going to pull this up, the kill board is looking alright for only having just a few streams going so far. Let's see, what am I think 9 streams over 3 days or something like that. I think I've been averaging about 3 streams each day that I've streamed. They're all about an hour long. So first day out, I did get a pretty decent kill with the pod, and that Atron, we're going to revisit that Atron fit as well. This Atron fit was very low skill, just started that week, and 75mm railguns. They're not really good for what I was trying to do, because they are limited on range, even with the longer range ammos. That one's got antimatter in it, but I'm guessing I died to getting tackled close range. So, so yeah, it's been pretty good though. The fit is definitely all right. And my warp disruptor 2 range was definitely way more than I needed. I could have actually stuck with like a warp disruptor, a lower meta warp disruptor. Only because my guns at max range were only hitting about 17 kilometers. So, and I think my optimal was like 12 kilometers or something like that. So even with long range ammo loaded, the 75s are not really a good kiting weapon. But I will revisit the Atron with 125s or 150s, and it'll be a really fun fit with the skills finally loaded, the fitting skills and such. Because like I said, I had just started this character a week in, and was just going out and kind of getting some faction warfare LP and taking fights just to see where it was at. and it was all right. It was pretty fun. And even the old Incursus fit, these first losses, basically, you're looking at, I was running around with low skill, low income fits. Let's see, like this one right here, did pretty good. Tank 2100. What was that to? Okay, and these guys scrammed and webbed me at that time, and basically got in with ion blasters and were able to get me at close range. So so again, This one was a kiting fit. It's fun, and I had a lot better luck with it once I did get the the thermodynamic skill to overheat. So I started getting kills here last week for last week's stream, and I know I talked about this on one of my streams before with this specific kill, and it was that I fought him and then he died to somebody else. So take fights. If you're losing ships, you're learning. So I took that fight, and again, I think I got messed up at close range, scrammed, webbed, just because. Let's see, what was I in here? 75. So I was in that Atron fit. Again, not a lot of range. It doesn't give me a lot of engagement range to where I want to be. I want to be fighting at the like 18 kilometer to 22 kilometer range, and with 75s, I really had a 12 to 15 kilometer range, and even then, with a scram overheated, with links, with whatever, being hit with a web, slowing me down so they catch up, and then scrammed, really limits my engagement with what's supposed to be a kite fit. So we'll re-hit this Atron fit another time. But the thing is, though, is that I did fight this guy, and ended up getting on the kill. And so that brings me to something else, which I took a fight against a Comet. I could have warped off. I saw him land, and I was sitting there thinking about it, and then kind of hesitated a little bit and went ahead and got locked up, and the fight ensued. So this guy, he did get me. He was armor tanked, obviously. We see his armor resistance with a small transverse bulkhead as well. Okay, so he's kind of got a little bit of a mix, but it was a pretty good fight. He got me down. I was able to pull range on his guns, which I can't remember exactly what he's using. 125 millimeter rails. Okay, he was actually using the same rails as I was with this fight. But so here it is we fought, and I'm top damage here, with over 50%, and then all these other guys actually ended up catching him and finishing him off with once he had killed me. So again, I got basically a nice kill on my kill board for fighting him and then him getting finished off. So this is something that so I didn't get the loot, obviously. They got it, but that's basically the stuff you kind of run into out there. So don't be afraid to take fights. You might get surprised with some of the stuff that pops up on your kill board. So again, and this was at 2 weeks in to skill training. This is a new week. We're at 3 weeks now. But yeah, another solo kill here finally. It was a really good fight. I was able to overheat, pull range, all that good stuff. And I even with this fight, I had pulled out of range of scram and web, and it was so close. We were both in hole, and we both actually turned back at each other and continued the fight to finish it off. It was actually so close I ended up in 9% structure. I had something like 80 hit points left in my structure, and basically they went down, and I was warping away because I thought actually that I'd went down. Out of habit, I warp away at the end of a fight, not in my ship normally. Normally I'll try to get the pod, but out of habit, I'm normally aligning and warping my pod out in case I am using implants or anything like that. So it is a good thing to practice. I practice how you play, I guess. So it's a good thing to practice to get your pod out of a fight, even if you're going to self-destruct it or whatever. I've been self-destructing my pod anyway, or people have been catching me, which not catching me, or I just let him kill me, basically. So, which brings me to one more thing about these kills here. Again, like I said, a lot of fun. I've been having a lot of fun with these fits now that I have overheat. And again, it's about 2 weeks of training. You can get the overheat skill, and I'm gonna do an intro video on YouTube to talk about all the skills basically, and all the ship types that we're gonna be using. And then I'll basically just be covering frigates, and I might just dabble a little bit in some of the bigger ships, but it's just mostly to talk about the similarities and just their bigger ships. So frigates though are really fun. I personally like flying frigates. Normally in fleets or something like that, I would actually run tackle if they didn't need something bigger in a fleet. So let's see. Yeah, so the kill board, it's looking alright. And again, I'm using really cheap fits. You can see my losses are less than 10 million here. I got 9.5, 8.8, 9, 7.9, 7.9. Yeah, so it really cheap fits. It's easy to make that. Depending on what you're doing to make ISK, I can make basically that if I cap a couple of sights on the attack. I can make about 10 million ISK a pop. I'm sorry, not a pop, but per 2 sites roughly, as long as I do it right with faction warfare. So, and that's what we're doing. Do faction warfare, get a lot of good fights, and yeah, it's really fun. So this other thing that I want to talk about, this is really important. So last week I did allow some guys to go ahead and kill my pod, and I'm gonna go ahead and take a look at this real quick. Okay, my kill rights. Alright, so had a bunch of guys jump on a pod kill of mine, which again, my pod's not worth anything. They ransomed me, said, hey, what's your pod worth? 10 million to let you go, or something like that. 10 million is pretty weak, I guess, but so let's see. Yeah, all these guys right here, I had kill rights on because they did that. And well, Mr. Dr. James Westfall, sorry sir, I am going to use you as an example. Well, if you notice security status on some of these guys, they have either close to 0 or positive security. They're not pirates. They have a higher security status, so at 2.8, whatever. So first thought is they're probably running around in high sec. They were out there doing some PvP and having fun. Well, I went ahead and made the kill rights available to all for 0 ISK. And what happens with that is I went ahead and checked my, see, my kill right was used. Which one was this one? Dr. James Westfall has been killed at 23:36 on March 8th. And then I go look at that kill, and this is the mistake basically is that if you're gonna PvP, you gotta know the risks to the stuff that you do. So moving out of Jeddah with a load full of goodies, somebody activated the kill rights on him, and he lost 120 million ISK, ship and mods, by somebody that activated the kill right. So basically, and again, 23:36, March 8th, and then he also lost his pod, which was 33 million ISK. So basically, if you're gonna go out PvPing, careful about whether you decide basically whether you really want that 10,000 ISK pod, and if it's worth it if you're playing around on your main hauling character as well. And that's that's basically a tough lesson learned for him. Some of the other kill rights were used, but they're cheap ships, and it was nothing big. But basically, yeah, kill rights. I will activate random kill rights here and there, just if I think about it or whatever. Mostly, it's for my corp. I used to do it just activate kill rights for my corp. That way, if we were out and about, they'd see them or whatever and could kill them and attack them. Just opens up more PvP for us. That way, if they're on a gate or playing station games or something like that, then we got them. So these guys were out in a gang, and they got my pod, my whole 10,000 ISK pod, which actually is worth nothing at all to me, because you automatically get your clones activated now anyway, and you don't have to upgrade them or anything. So that's that. And moving on. So yeah, got some kills, kind of got some payback on some guys that wanted to ransom my pod. Not really worried about payback or anything like that. That happens. So those of you that do fly with implants, careful out there, because you can get away. And I did get away. I just sat at the sun and let somebody kill me. I think I was in the middle of self-destructing, and if I actually probably would have chatted with them a little bit, I probably would have self-destructed before they killed me. So I don't know. I think I was at like 30 seconds left on my pod self-destructing, but I didn't really care. I just said, nope, right home. Anyway, I was obviously sitting at the sun for a reason in my pod, but yeah, so they got some of their kill rights used up there. A couple of them have negative security status. They're not really worried about it, and they're probably paying attention to when somebody activates kill rights on them. So right now, let's see, I got my coffee, and I got my ship, and I'm ready to go out, basically. I'm going to talk about this fit a little bit. It is a kiting fit. The Kestrel is actually kind of slow, though. But with the bonuses, you have a lock range of 57 kilometers, and a bonuses to max velocity of missiles and rockets. This gives you a pretty huge range. And the difference between missiles and turrets is that there's no fall off and no tracking. You do have explosion velocities and velocities to worry about and stuff like that, is what flight time, all that stuff. You do have to worry about, but really all it is gonna dictate where your range is, and then their speed, their signature radius, all goes into account with that. So, depending on your targets, you are going to do different damage. So, what I did, though, normally, okay, and there's something else I want to talk about with this kind of setup and with these, the targets. I'm going to avoid ECM, any fights that involve ECM. So, let's see, I got a random conversation here. I guess I should block those. But, essentially, I would normally carry a set of FOF missiles. I just got told my stream keeps stopping on me, and I'm gonna take a look-see here. It looks like it's actually running smooth. I've been monitoring it. If anyone else is having issues, just hit me up. I actually am monitoring the stream on the side here. There's a little delay for it though, so I don't see exactly when it happens, but I'll keep an eye out. So. Alright, so yeah, so I'm getting ready to go out right now though. Basically, I do have a nano, I do have an MWD, The bonuses, like I said, give me a lot of range. I got a 41-kilometer flight time on my missiles. Now my point range is 24 kilometers. Overheated, I'm gonna have like 7 kilometers. 20. I can't remember exactly, but once I get out and set up this stuff, I'll definitely see that. So let's see. I'm gonna pull. Oh, can't set a waypoint. Yeah, got it. I'm gonna pull up my maps here. And then get going. So again, let's see. We got a in-game channel. It's 420 dot dot. That's 420 period. And if you're interested in checking out my stream and my friend that I'm actually in a corp with, in-game buddy of mine that we've kind of flown together off and on for the past couple of years now, I think. I want to say he also does a stream, and then yeah, it's pretty solid. A lot of fun. We do a lot of solo and small gang, and we kind of invite people to come out with us here and there and run some small stuff. But right now, I'm going to go ahead and go out solo with this fit. Again, let's explain the rest of this fit. Sorry about that. MWD, obviously I want to kite and stay at long range. The speed on this ship is actually fairly slow for a kiting ship. There are faster ships to use, but the tank is pretty solid. I use a medium shield extenders, nice passive tank. Keep my speed up. Anything that's sniping, I got a little bit higher signature radius. Well, I guess yeah, with MWD and everything, but they're going to be using MWD as well, and so we'll see what happens. I do carry the 2 types of ammo on me though, which are EM and explosive. And basically the idea is I'm going to have EM damage to hit shields with. Depending on what kind of tank they're using, if they are shield tanked, I will stick with EM. Normally too, I will either carry thermal or kinetic on me, and like I said, some FOF missiles. The FOF missiles are for ECM, to counter the ECM, and FOF missiles will seek out the closest enemy target basically while you're jammed out. I've chased off a lot of ECM with FOF missiles. Really hard to get kills with FOF missiles. I have gotten one single kill with FOF missiles, and that's only because not only do they do like really low damage, but you can't lock anybody down, so they have the ability to run. So if you're jammed out by a Falcon or Griffin or whatever, then you can only chase them away, which is great when you're soloing and you're kind of running into ECM folks and bigger gangs that come at you, and they're 1 versus 5 or whatever, and they got to drop ECM on you. Then FOF missiles work wonders. They're actually really great. Burn away, drop FOFs, or burn towards the ECM, get up on him, and FOF away. And like I said, I've gotten 1 kill, just a Thrasher, I believe. And that was because I already had my drones on them, and then I switched over to FOFs, and then they ended up taking off. It was a 1 versus 3. I was in a Drake. So got the Thrasher. Ended up losing that Drake, actually. We did engage again, and then we couldn't get the Falcon that we were going for. So it was a really fun fight, though, and FOFs definitely made a huge impact on that fight. But I had gotten some friends to come in and try to get the Falcon locked down. Again, I was permanently jammed out, and I think I was fighting a Hurricane at the time, so FOFs, me and the Hurricane had a similar setup. Everybody else was chasing the Falcon around, and it was a really good fight. So FOFs, they're actually useful, and it's great for countering ECM. I love them personally. But I'm going to go out and actually just try to find some fights that don't involve huge blobs of guys that bring ECM with them to take out one person. So, and really it doesn't matter to me. I'll overheat, outrun, keep range, all that good stuff. So, yeah, right now though, looks like we're getting ready to go out and have some fun. Got my route set. Let's see. I'm gonna check this system. Hopefully, there's not a gate camp, and I don't lose this ship right off the bat. So, probably need to set to avoid the system, but just go ahead and see what happens. I do have a cap booster, and that is because got about, I can't remember what the cap life on this is here, but it's not long, a couple minutes, a little less than a couple minutes. So if I get into a longer engagement, then it gets pretty bad. Okay, so the guys that normally gate camp in here actually are in here. Who knows where they are? They might be chilling on this other gate, actually. They're not. So yeah, again, 21-day-old character. I've been playing for just a little over 3 years, I want to say, and been getting into PvP. I started off as a miner, and basically that lasted a whole week, and then I was like, you know what, I want to shoot things, because I put a lot of time into the game. And it was nice, though. I did do a lot of mining still, even with the low skills for mining, just because I was reading. So it was yeah, it was all right at the time. I was looking up game mechanics and stuff like that, and then did quite a bit on the test server once my character had gotten mirrored over, and basically was just having a lot of fun testing things out and kind of messing with fits and stuff. So I learned a lot, read a lot of forums and stuff like that, and did some roams basically by myself or with some of the guys I started playing with. Didn't really know what I was doing. I have some very, very horrible starting fits when I first started playing, and some really horrible deaths as well. But otherwise, it's been pretty fun. So so basically, I am focusing on frigates and solo right now. There will be some small gang stuff that goes on a little later. Once I get a few more, probably a couple more weeks of streams out, just to have a little bit of content, especially now that it's actually got the skills where I want them, and it's going to start getting pretty much be a lot of fun. Today, I'm not going to capture any sites or anything like that. I'm just going to go out here and look for fights and see what's in systems and try to get fights. So there was somebody in this system, but they just jumped out. Not a problem, though. Normally, we're in faction warfare. Still been doing some site caps and stuff like that to bring our standings back up. Apparently, the faction you're fighting for doesn't like it when you point friendlies if you're in a gang full of neutrals, so we're going to try to hold back from doing such things. But, you know, it does happen with us. If we're with neutrals and they take shots at our neutrals, then we might point them or something like that back and then try to avoid actually killing them, but it doesn't really matter at that point, so I don't know. it's whatever. Work our standing back up and get back in. But yeah. Alright, 28 kilometers with overheat on the Warp Disruptor 2. So I was thinking it was 27 for some reason, but yeah, so 28 kilometer overheated. That gives me a pretty decent range, so I can sit out a little further starting off or even ending the fight. And again, the advantage I'm going to have with missiles is that for the most part, I can start shooting a lot sooner than somebody else if I don't get within range fast enough, or whatever the case may be. And this route's looking a little empty today, so hopefully you find something here. Oh, I tried to stop there. Somebody just came into this system. So I'm going to burn back to the gate here. Nobody in this system, so burn back here and see if I can pick a fight with somebody. Somebody just asked why not use kinetic instead of explosive, and let's talk about this when I would use kinetic. I used to use kinetic for ship's bonus to kinetic damage. So if it's bonused, then I'll definitely use kinetic. But since I can go ahead and use two different types, if they're shield tanked, I can basically hit their weakness, especially if they're not using any resist. Most of the time it's like 50-50 really, whether somebody uses a resistance amplifier or whether they don't. Some people use buffers, some people use resistance amplifiers, and even me, I don't use any resistance amplifiers, so if somebody hits me with EM, I'm pretty much done. It'll be a real quick fight. But I do use resistance amplifiers every once in a while. Sometimes it'll be invuln fields. And then basically, it's hit and miss though. Some people use them, some people don't. Some days you'll find everybody is using them, and but you can definitely judge it. Again, it's your choice how much ammo you want to carry on you, or of what type. This is really just a very simple fit, and let's see. I do want to check this station. Okay, so just check the station real quick. The only guy in the system is docked up here. Something I have not talked about yet is creating bookmarks. So instas off of stations and such. Yeah, not 100% sure if that one went right, but we'll see what happens. You fly around in areas that you're normally gonna be in, and then making some safe spots and instant warps and stuff like that is kind of a great idea. So you want to go at least 150 kilometers off the station, basically, when making this safe. And the best way to do it, and I can already see that I'm kind of crooked off of this. So what I might do is I might try to manually make one. The best way to do it, and normally some of them work really well, is just to let yourself coast out of the station a bit, then activate your MWD, and get yourself some range. And I can see from the angle, having the station selected here, you can see the line that's going on my tactical overview there, from the station to the line, and you can see the angle that's way off, basically. So the best way to fix that, and that's what I was trying to fix right here for this station. Best way to fix that is to try to get that centered up with your tactical overview here. So I'm going to manually pilot till that line is basically centered up with me. And looks like we're going to go ahead and come in there. So it's going to be a lot closer than the one that I've already got. Keeping an eye on local here, and yeah, I'm going to try to get this as close as possible. The better you make your bookmark, especially for instant undock, way better off you're going to be. So that's pretty good right there. Let myself coast to a stop here. Again, keep your eye on local while you're doing stuff like this, and let's see, I didn't even have people in places open here. Okay, so now that I got that marked up there, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and warp back and test it out real quick. we get this checked out, I just want to make sure that this is going to be a decent Insta. Now, the idea is that you're basically aligned out of station, and you're going to get an instant warp to this location. That was the wrong one. Okay, so I went to my old one. So let me try that again there. So we'll try that again and just go to the one that's labeled just Insta, and then I'll yeah. Okay, so we'll try that again. And that one's about 338 kilometers, which it doesn't matter. Make like 5 Instas or something. I don't know. One at like 180, one at 200, one at 300, 400. One off grid. Okay, that was pretty instant right there. And that's, yeah, you can see. A lot better. The other one took a little bit more time, but we're good there. So I got myself an Insta there, and then probably another system I'll make a save, depending on what kind of fights or what kind of ships come up on scan. Right now, this guy, the only other guy in the system here, is docked up. So, excuse me, I'm trying to just maneuver. Right now I'm just kind of shooting in the dark at some of these low-sec systems here. A little bit of a new area for me. So I don't really know who all is around these parts. But we'll see what happens here. Okay, got a Tengu on scan here. I'm going to go ahead and probably avoid that fight, but just for fun. I don't know. Let's see what happens. We'll play around. Depending on how Tengus are fit, what they're doing. Oh yeah, I gotta get used to this new directional scan setup. It's been a while since I played, and before halfway was 180, so Alright. Not really sure where this guy is. Don't really care to keep looking for a Tengu anyway. Would have been kind of suicidal, but just gonna kind of poke at him and see what he did. But again, with the range of 41 kilometers, lock range of 57, Tengu, of course, is gonna have a lot more range, a lot more DPS on it. But it would have been fun to kind of just poke at him. So just gonna go ahead and move on though, because he's the only person in here again. Let's see, got pretty much everything within range here. So I'm gonna move on here. Yeah, thank you guys very much for those that are following and kind of reading the chat as well. There's different ways to do everything that I pretty much do on my streams, and sometimes I might do stuff different ways depending on the situation. That one is already out there, so I was manually piloting to do it. A lot of stuff I'm doing to really just keep it simple. So the bookmark I set up, manually piloted with my tactical overview up, was really just to simplify the process of seeing how you can do it. Yeah, really, while there's nobody out there, because you're not gonna do that while you have, like, I don't know, dudes coming in and out of stations, and then yeah, again, several ways to do a lot of stuff. And I gotta figure out which way I want to go here. So I think I gotta take a peek over this other direction. Oopsie. Yeah, but yeah, several ways to do a lot of stuff. That bookmark. Okay, so I got a thorax on scan here. What I'm gonna go ahead and take this fight if they want to fight. I'm gonna see if they're probably ratting or something like that. Oh, nope, they're just passing through, it looks like. Well, that's good. Not really, but thorax, see, I could have definitely been able to kite a little bit. Depending on their tank, I don't know how breakable it is with this setup, but definitely time to switch ammos and stuff like that. So for those of you that are asking, like why, or those of you that might ask why you bring different ammo types, especially if like maybe you're only going after frigates or something like that. Going after frigates, you might want to bring kinetic or thermal, and just kind of hit the like a base where the least amount of resists altogether are for shield and armor and such. With bigger targets, you have time in between their tank types to reload basically into different ammo, and you're going to be reloading anyway with that kind of fight, especially since you're going to have to kill drones and ships like that. And a thorax really possibly 5 drones, possibly 10 drones, depending on what they got with them. Or you know what, I can't remember if it's got 25 or 50. But either way, you're gonna have a lot less drones than like with a Vexor. Like, I'd be careful with Vexors. Let them engage you from a distance first, kind of keep range and try to kill off some drones or whatever the case may be, and then worry about getting tackle on them and stuff like that. So in a frigate, drones are kind of your worst enemy, I guess. Alright, so that person's gone. I keep seeing scanner probes. I don't know if somebody's just scanning some sites down and then going to bring something in or what. Might be an Astero or something like that. I would actually try to take a fight with an Astero, even though they are pretty decent ships, and again, a lot of drones, so all drones to deal with. So these systems I'm going in a lot of empty systems, basically. Oh, and then we got a thorax right here, so get another chance at a thorax here, maybe. We'll see if they stay around. Yeah, they just left system. So they didn't stick around, so we'll keep going. Alright, normally I'd set some routes, but I didn't really know exactly where I was going today, so had an initial route, and then kind of ran into a little bit of a fork, and it looks like I chose the worst possible direction. The other option, of course, is to go ahead and okay, a lot more people in here. So yeah, I'd go ahead and look at the map. You can bring up the map. I think I did it in one of my past streams there, and look for action and stuff like that. But depending on what you're doing, again, I'm actually just checking these systems out and kind of looking around this area. And then kind of going, I don't know, just kind of around and looking and seeing what I get. Normally I'd be looking around faction warfare areas, and I might end up around there here in a bit. But yeah, we'll see what happens here. Yeah, no, right now I actually have a audio interface. I saw that somebody said that you can hear me breathe or hear whatever background noise, and I think there's a little bit of a buzz from the mic. I don't have an interface set up yet. I have my interface. I just have to pick it up and get it all hooked up and get the external mic set up. So right now, I'm just using the mic on my headset, and it's all right. But yeah, definitely gonna fix that hopefully soon. Alright, so we're not currently in faction warfare. Like I said, we gotta reapply for that, but uh, and then control our AWACS in a little bit, I guess. Um, yeah, so just kind of roaming around and checking out other areas. Let's see. I see a couple of venture. I'm gonna go ahead and just see if I can find them real quick. So this guy's just chilling here. And there we go. Got a venture. No point in tackling the venture because I only have 1 point, so I should have been closer to that pod, though. That's what I should have done. And when I got that pod, so there we go. There's a kill. A very unfortunate person that was obviously not paying attention because there's no no way I could possibly scram him down with a warp disruptor. But I'll go ahead and two-shot him, I guess. 3 shots, whatever it was. The whole 656. Yeah, not a huge kill right there, but it was a kill. For those of you that are anti-pirate and such, I apologize. I do shoot miners, or whoever's definitely not paying attention, because he could have easily warped off. So if you're gonna be out in low sec, then yeah, don't go away from your keyboard. And again, sorry to those of you that are miners. I actually don't kill a lot of miners, but I'm getting kind of itchy trigger finger right here, so I wanted to shoot at something. Alright, so nothing in this pocket really except for that venture. I'm going to go ahead and move on to another route here, and then just keep it going. Alright, so Vexor is one of those ships that get on D-skin here, and I kind of want to avoid it in a frig. I would probably take that fight actually if it happened, but it would definitely be a little tough. You just gotta kill the drones first, and I think I had shown a little bit about the overview settings. I'd really just use some standard overviews, um, and have a PvP drones travel, loot and default really. Let's see. Yeah, really quiet out this way. For those of you that are chatting on my stream, I apologize. Not really paying attention to the chat too much. Just kind of going around. And if you do have feedback, if you can email in-game name Guyce, Guyce, then that'd be awesome because I just started this up, and basically, yeah, again, low skill point, low cost PvP. I normally stick around the faction warfare when I do this, but just out roaming right now, and I got this thorax again here. I'm just gonna try a random belt. Not really random, but went top belt. So I am on a little bit of a delay. It's about 10-minute delay. If I was in faction warfare, you'd have time to hunt for me while I wait timers out and such. Mm. Yeah, so whatever. I don't know where he is. Maybe missioning or something. Not too worried there. I just got a couple folks that jumped into the system here, and yeah. I killed some pods off of gates, but not really smart to try to fight on a gate in a frigate. Had like a three-man gang attack me. I think I was in a battle cruiser, or oh, you know what? I was in a Talos that day. I did not have a low security status at that time, and they started engaging me, and I basically just burned away. Actually didn't even get locks off before the gate guns finished all three of them off. I actually think I did get lock on one of them, maybe. I can't remember. It was so long ago, but it's been a while. I just remember the fight was kind of hilarious because I wasn't expecting them to shoot at me. I was waiting for my buddy to land and start taking shots and see if they would shoot back. And I was going to jump through the gate and engage on the other side. Well, they, yeah, they just started shooting at me, and they were dead before my buddy had landed. So don't shoot people in frigates on gates. It doesn't work out too well. Oh yeah, I'm already there. Yeah, so roaming around is a little dry sometimes, but the thing is that's I don't know. That's what you get when you roam. So I like I said, I normally do faction warfare. It kind of gives me something to do while waiting for fights, camping sites, or even running some of the faction warfare missions. This lower level, lower skill point tune, still I'm able to make quite a bit actually, exchanging LP. All right, so I have a Thrasher here. I'm gonna see if I can't fight this person. All right, something I keep doing, by the way, is not changing my overview back before D-scan, so I keep losing my D-scan here. Ah, they just warped off. So Alright, I was just kind of taking a look to see if I could catch somebody at a customs office or something like that. That's not the case here. Again, looks like a lot of industrial folks out here. Let's see. I also got a little bit of feedback on my screen being bright. That's something I think I need to work on with the lighting in the room and such. Maybe turn my light on so that the reflection of the screen isn't actually coming back at me. There is a little bit of a delay in my stream, but it's just taking me a while to reply back to some of the stuff there. And again, I didn't do a route today because just kind of out here poking around. And it's a little different area than what I got used to over the past couple weeks there. So I'm kind of just getting an idea of where some folks are and seeing who's in these little pockets and such, and then keep going from there basically. One of the things I can do, of course, is go take a look at targeting some faction warfare. I'm trying to keep my Galente standings up because that's who we were with. Doesn't really mean that that's who we're going to stick with or whatever, but try to avoid killing them and try to go towards like Kaldari's space or Amar space and kind of take shots at them. So maybe what I'll do, I don't know how long this stream has been going right now, but I think since I've been going out here for an hour, go ahead and dock up. And again, all I got was a Venture that was obviously not paying attention. Ventures I have a 2+ bonus to ship warp core strength. That means I could not have held him down with a warp disruptor. So if he'd been paying attention, he would have warped off. I would have got maybe a shot off, and it was 3 shots that I did get off, and he went down. So if you're paying attention, you're not going to get tackled, and you could mine and call it a day. Cheap loss though. He's probably making more than enough to pay for that loss. So, but yeah. So I don't know. Pay attention. Yeah. So again, I'll come back and just kind of take a break right now. About a half-hour break, and then we'll come back and see if I can't get some fights. I'll set up a route here while I'm offline and get myself into some faction warfare space, because I was hoping these pockets would be a little more active, especially since a couple spots were near high-sec jump-ins, which normally get a lot of action for gate camps and such, so at the minimum. But either way, I'm going to take a look at getting the route set and getting out there and losing these 5 kestrels that I got. So hopefully get some good fights here in just a minute, and we'll see you guys back in about 30 minutes, or see whoever might be watching and such. Hopefully you kind of took a look at some of the stuff that I was doing as well, while D-scanning, kind of hitting center of the solar systems, or warping to spots that I can get my scan range, 14 AU, 14 roughly AU. I think it's 14.4. Either way, as long as it's within that range, then D-scan around try to find targets or whatnot. These guys out here, even in the thoraxes, were not willing to shoot at me, I guess. So I didn't really spend a lot of time trying to pick them up, pick a fight with them. So when I come back, though, I hit some faction warfare, get in some active systems, because that's where a lot of frigate fun is anyway. So definitely want to give this ship a little bit more of a test run than what I've gotten so far. So we'll see you guys back here about 30 minutes, and then I'll hopefully get a lot more action. All right, bye.